Today, I want to just do a broad overview of the subject of tactics. When you're confronted with a political problem, there's three things that you can do. You can protest against it, either peacefully or violently. You can ignore it and hope it goes away, or you can use it as an educational opportunity to try and raise people's consciousness about the issue. Generally, in my life, I have found that third way to be the best. At the very least, I think you should always try that before you do other things, unless there's some specific reason not to, because I think that in the long run, it usually is more effective. So there are several different kinds of tactics that you can use when confronted with a political problem, which in this case will be the alt-right. You can demonstrate peacefully, such as the Women's March. You can demonstrate violently, as the anti-fascists did in Berkeley. And about that, I would like to say that I think that the Women's March, being as peaceful and as broad-based as it was, gave people a much, much better impression of the opinions of the people on the left than the people at Berkeley. Although it is also true that a lot of them said that they won because their objective was to shut the event down. And so these things are often a matter of debate. If things get really bad, you can have a guerrilla war. You can harass your enemy both from the front and the rear and take his weapons away from him. You can use boycotts, which were used very, very successfully in South Africa. Strikes, either from unions or general strikes. And then there's print media, where you can use letters, petitions, flyers, and posters. And you can also write things like, for instance, why Milo is wrong and how to combat the alt-right. They actually have a anti-Milo toolkit at Berkeley that they pass out to the students. I don't necessarily agree with everything in it, but I think it is a very good and effective idea. You can use internet media, such as videos like this one, and Twitter. Organizations, form your own organization, anti-alt-right organization. Some people have formed organizations of the alt-left, although to me they don't seem all that much different than the alt-right. You can use traditional media, TV, radio, and articles in magazines. One thing that I would really love to see brought back is the love-in, like we used to have in the 60s, although I don't know exactly how it would apply to the current situation. You can have teach-ins where you can get some really, really sharp professors to teach about every aspect of racism, homophobia, Islamophobia, transphobia, or anything that Milo is saying or the alt-right is saying that you disagree with. And you can educate all the people who come to that, whereas they basically are just preaching to the choir. And so in that way, you might win out in the end. You can also use the electoral process. Examples of that are Bernie Sanders and Kaswama Sawant here in Seattle, who are both socialists, who have either been elected or tried to get elected, and use that as a way to organize. So in this particular case, my problem is pick a strategy, and then if at all possible, figure out a way to see if that strategy is working. And so what you need to, in my case, I'm concerned about the alt-right, and the approach that I'm taking is educational. I've really kind of been there and done that on demonstrations, and I like to leave that to the younger people. And I think that maybe I can get a lot further by using the forward momentum of these guys against them, is that for every point that they make, I can explain to people, why that's not valid, but I can also help people to see through them, because I think that their use of formerly left-wing tactics, such as the tactics of Alinsky, is part of what's throwing a lot of people off, and people are thrown off their game so that they react to people like Milo rather than respond. And so my goal for this lesson is to get everybody to figure out what is their problem that they want to do. How are they going to protest it, violently or peacefully? Will it work to ignore it? Or if that's not going to work, how can they educate people about it? And by what means can we decide whether or not we have succeeded? Okay. Both Milo and the anti-fascists say that they won in Berkeley. I really think in this case that Milo is right, that he did come out ahead of them on that one. And that's one of the reasons that I'm trying to do this, to try to make people see through him. because he's a pretty smooth guy, and he's getting away with stuff that is not very good for our country. So I would like everyone to think about that, and then go through these list of tactics that I've mentioned, and see how you could apply them to your particular problem. And if anybody has any questions, any requests for topics, or any feedback on this video, please comment below. Thank you.